Okay, today we're going to be working in Excel again, and it's going to be a little bit more complicated, which is why I wanted to do it on the video. That way, if you get stuck, you can always go back and re-watch it. You can work at your own pace if you think it's easy. Good luck. We're going to be statisticians today, and so it's like you're at a basketball game, and you're going to be taking stats for different players as they're playing the game. So I'm putting in a bunch of random numbers right now. 10 numbers exactly, so I'm going to finish on cell 11A. And so here are all my random jersey numbers. Now, as they play the game, I'm going to be taking inventory of how they're doing, taking stats on how they're doing. So I'm going to highlight cells from B all the way to U, and I'm going to format the column width to be about 0.2. And so I have 20 cells here for each individual, roughly. And that's where I'm going to put in the data. If they take a shot, if they miss a shot, if they make a shot. And if you've ever taken stats at a game before, you know that this happens very quickly. So we have to have these formulas ready to go so you can type it in, it tabulates it all at once. Coach is going to want to know right at halftime what's our shooting percentage. This way you have it. So we changed our borders, and we're going to center everything just so it looks nice and neat. Center the jersey number. Over here we're gonna label 2-point taken, 2-point made, and then the same for the 3-point shots. We're going to stick a key down here just in case somebody wants to know what this is. We'll stick in a text box from insert, and we're going to have 1 represent 2-point shot missed, 2 represent 2-point shot made, so on and so forth. 3-point shot missed, 4 for 3-point made. So we're going to do the same thing with these 2-point, and we're going to just copy and paste the 2-point over, and instead of put 2, we're going to change that to 3-point taken and 3-point shots made. And again, I'm going to highlight this and give it a border. And it doesn't quite all fit here, so I'm going to highlight, and when I highlight I have to make sure, I'll show you first. When I click on the first one, I don't want to get that black cross and copy it over, because otherwise it's going to rename all of these to 2-point take. I don't want that. Click on 2-point take just in the center and drag it over. 2-finger click and go to Format Cells. And under alignment I want to wrap my text, and that's going to make it so there are multiple lines and center it so it looks nice. So what I'm doing is I'm doing a COUNTIF function. It's not a formula anymore, it's now a function. If you ever forget how to do it, but remember the name COUNTIF, you can always go up to the help menu and type in COUNTIF, and it'll give you COUNTIF functions. If I click on that, it's going to tell me how to do that. Right here it says COUNTIF, and then I need a parentheses, and then the range, so which cells I'm going to include, and then the criteria. What am I wanting to count? I want to count all the A's, all the B's, all the 1s, all the 2s. What do I want to count? Okay? So if you ever forget, that can tell you how. So all of this is going to be my data. I'm not going to mess with this for now. We're going to just go here and put that to be light gray. We know we're not touching that. Now for the 2 points taken, I'm going to put equals and my function now, COUNTIF, and then I needed a parentheses, and I want to count all of the shots taken by jersey number 2. So that's going to be in cell B2, and then all the way through U2, which would be right here. So instead of having to type in all of these cells, the shortcut is just to put in a semicolon, and then U2, and then I need to put in my criteria. So I have my range, so I need a comma, and the 2 points down here I said a 1 would represent that you missed. So I'm going to put the comma and put in 1. And I'm going to close parentheses, and this isn't quite right, but I'll show you what this looks like. If I enter, so far he's not taking any shots. So if I start taking shots, oh look, it's tabulating. He's taken 5 shots. He's taken 6 shots already. Finally he makes a shot. He makes another shot. So here we need the 2 points made, so I can copy that formula over if I want to. I can just drag it over and then change my criteria to be 2. The issue is if I drag it over that it's going to be relational and it's going to move over one space. Since this is over one space from here, it would start at C2 and go to V2. So that doesn't work terribly well, and I'd rather have you learn the formula again, or the function. Equals count if parentheses, and we want cells B2 colon to U2, and this time we're going to count it if it's a 2 only and close parentheses. So far he's tried to make, or he has made 2 shots, he's taken 6 shots and missed, but he's also taken 2 and made them. And so this isn't counting all of the shots total, which is why I told you that's wrong earlier. So we actually need to add the missed shots and the made shots together to be the total taken. So what I'm going to do to this function is I'm going to add in a plus, and then I'm going to put in another count if, same data range, B2 colon to U2, and this time we're counting it if it's a 2. So we're counting all the 1s and the 2s and totaling it together, and that's 8. So he's taken 8 shots so far, he's made 2. Something I didn't have in before that we're going to add in now, we'll go on the 3-point taken, and we'll go insert entire column, because the coach is going to want to know percentages too. So this is going to be your 2-point percentage, and to find percentage we're going to go equals the made, so click on the W2, and then the divided sign, which is like the question mark only without the shift, by the total taken, and then hit enter. And then this is 0.25, and we need to click and make it a percent. We'll drag it down so it's the same for everybody, and we'll do that with these functions also. Click and drag it down. So far none of these people have taken any shots. Always want to center this so it looks nice and neat. And actually with all of the 2 points, I'm going to change the color of this, that way it stands out as being a little bit different. We'll make it whatever color you'd like. I'm going to make it orange. And then 3 points, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to count the exact same cell range, only a 3 represents 3-point shot missed, 4 represents 3-point shot made. So we're going to go equals count if, and our data range again is B2 colon to U2. My criteria is if it's a 3, we're going to count it, and we're going to close parentheses. Again, this is not quite correct, but just to show you what it looks like, we're going to enter, and we're going to stick a 3 in there. He shot a 3-pointer and he missed it. It's a 3-pointer taken. Now 4 represents the 3-point shot made, so we're going to do equals count if parentheses, my data range is B2 colon U2, and my criteria is if it's a 4, if it's a made shot, and close my parentheses, hit enter. So far he's not made any 3-pointers, so we'll put a 4 in. Now he made it, hooray! Now he's shot in these 2 3-pointers. One he made, one he missed, and it's showing he only made 1 shot, only took 1 shot so far. So we have to add in that other count if, and same data range, B2 colon U2, and my criteria is if it's a 4. So now we're counting all of the 3s and all of the 4s in this data range. I'm going to enter. So far he's taken 3 3-pointers, he's made 1. I'm going to drag my data down, and that way it copies that formula relationally for all of these different jersey numbers. I'm going to go 3-point percentage now, and we're going to make all of our 3-pointers, we'll make them green. That looks really bad. We'll make them blue. Orange and blue go much better. Alright, so we're going to highlight these. We're going to add a border. Now again, to find percentage, I'm going to take equals the shot made divided by the shots taken. So far he's at 50% 3-point shooting, pretty good. We're going to make that a percentage, and we're going to drag the formula down, and we're going to center it. Now all these say Devo. It's basically telling you there's an error because there's no data in there yet. So as we start putting information in, he took a shot, and then he made a shot. He's 50% for the 2-pointers. He took a 3, and then he made a 3. As you put information in here, it's going to automatically compute for us then. So I'm just going to put some numbers in, and you'll want to do the same, and that way you can kind of experiment and make sure that it works. So we are almost done. Let's see. We're showing that he has not taken any shots yet. So let's make sure we add one of each kind of shot to each space. Okay. And this guy hasn't taken any threes. We'll stick a 3 on him. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we want the team totals, because basketball is a team sport. So we're going to stick, move our key or our legend down a little bit, and we'll give one space between. And right down here, I'm going to put, I'm going to merge about 5 or 6 cells. So highlight them, 2-finger click, format cells. You learned how to do this. Alignment, merge, and I'm going to type in team totals. And for my team totals then, I'm going to put equals, and we're going to go V2 to V11. And again, instead of having to add each individual one, which I've had you do in the past, to sum. Sum function is sum number. Alright, so we're going to do this. Equals sum, parentheses, and V2 colon V11, close parentheses. There we go. And we'll do the same thing. We're just going to drag that all the way over. It's not going to work for our percentages, but it'll work for all the other stuff. So we'll highlight this. We'll make it blue so it fits in with the rest of the 3 pointers. The next thing we want to do is find the percentage, because just dragging that over didn't calculate. So just in case somebody doesn't take any shots during the game, let's say jersey number 4 doesn't shoot any shots, neither does jersey 5. So I'm just going to go to clear contents here, and so it ends up with Devo, which isn't a big deal. It just means it's not applicable. So far he has not participated. Now, if we would add vertically and find the percentage vertically, that Devo is going to mess with our formula. So the smart thing to do is to say, hey, we already have our totals down here. We don't have to add up all 10 numbers and divide them by 10. Instead, we're going to take the points made divided by the points, the shots taken. So that's going to be equals this number divided by that number. And so far, we are shooting 36% from the field, 31% from the field, not so hot. And then the same thing here, we're going to go equals, and it's covering up my number, but we're at Z13 divided by Y13. And then again, we want a percentage, and we are shooting 57% from three-point land and only 31% from the field inside that range. So this is pretty much it. This is the assignment. Going to want to highlight these again and then give them a border. Same thing with this. I'd like you to 2-finger click on that, format your shape, and give that a border as well. Maybe shadow, make it look fancy. But this is pretty much the assignment. We're going to save this then. I'm going to save my sheet add as, maybe you're going to put it as game 1, and that way you could always move or copy. And before there's any data in there, you'd want to clear out all of this. So you'd want to highlight all of this and go to clear content. We're not going to do that. But if we wanted to do multiple games, we'd move or copy that, and we'd copy it. And this would be game 2 then, and we'd want to drag it to the end. But then you could have this for each game where you can just flip through tabs quickly and see how you're doing. So this is kind of a practical way that you could use the count if functions. We use them for church and Sunday school attendance, but there are really quite a few uses. I need you to go to File, Save As, and we're going to save this as 5 dash your name dash stat. And we're going to save that just probably to the desktop when you've got it saved. Go ahead and go into AirDrop and send it to me. That's all for today. Good luck.